Hello and welcome to the very first edition of RailVEDA, a daily show that will take place, I'm hoping, every August on this YouTube channel. Let's start off with this. Do you want one of these? Now seriously, do you want one of these? Well, that's good because I'm selling one on eBay. No, I'm not. But I can give you some help on how you can make one of these model railway layouts, and that's what I'm going to try to do today within the 10 minutes that I have to make this video. So let's get started. Okay, firstly, here's the easy bit. You're going to need a train set. Yeah, a train set is a great way to start off in the hobby, as it should contain all the track that you need, the controller to drive the train, and of course the train itself. And of course, with Hornby at least, which is the brand of this train, and most of the train sets that will be available for you to get, there'll also be a track mat and a load of a manual and various other documents which will help you, why am I pointing at myself? Will help you get started in the model railway hobby. And it may also encourage you to buy loads more products off that particular company, just so that they get lots of money. But then there are alternatives to those, as I will move on to in a bit. So, next thing. Next, you are going to need a baseboard, like this one. Now, this will be most likely constructed out of wooden beams and some sort of wood for the baseboards. Now, if you have a dad that's good at carpentry and things like that, then you'll be fine. Just ask him to build a couple of baseboards for you, and yeah, you'll be fine. But if you don't have a dad who is very good at building baseboards, then you can also go on, search on YouTube for certain YouTube tutorials on how to make baseboards like this one. And in fact, I will put a link on the screen right now, and in the description, to a extract from a DVD which will explain how you can make a simple 4x8 baseboard. Now, whoa, wait, no. Before you even get started about anything, you need to know the basics of getting into the model railway hobby. And the two fundamental things before you get started is gauges and scales. Now, any model railway train sets that you will get will be of a certain gauge and scale. Now, you want to make the decision on what gauge and scale that you want based on how much money you have and how much space you have, and also the availability of products in that scale. Now, my layout, Brockensdale Central, is in 00 scale, and that has tracks about this width. But there is also smaller scales than that, and bigger scales. Now, whilst 00 gauge is the most popular gauge used, there is also N scale, which is about the track is about the width of this finger, and that is a growing scale, which is very small but good if you have a small space. Say, if you have got a much smaller space than the room that I am using right now, you could build a fairly sufficient layout out of that. But wait, if you've got more money and more space, and you want to have more advanced models, then you can go into the bigger scales. Now, there is O scale, which is double the size of 00 scale. So the track will be about this width. And then when you get beyond that, you get into the garden railway scales, but if you have a very big house, you can get into that. But to start off with, if you're a beginner with normal sized rooms, I would recommend getting started off in 00 scale, so with trains about this size. That's because 00 scale has all the resources you could possibly need ready-made for building model railways and the tracks and the buildings and the trains, and also at the best price on average. N-gauge, the smaller scales may be smaller, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're better value for money. 00 scale is the best option if you want to build a model railway cheaply. Okay, so you've got the baseboards and you've got the track from your starter set. Now, what you're going to want is buildings, like this one here. Now this building is a signal box by Hornby, but there are other brands as well, like Bachmann and Dapol. I don't think they make buildings, and there are also companies that specialise in buildings such as Metcalfe. Now Metcalfe is a good one. Say you want cardboard buildings like this one. Well, Metcalfe produces cardboard buildings which are simple and easy to make and only require glue and a knife and scissors to put them together, and they can make really nice buildings. Now let me show you some of them now. Okay, so you have your track, your trains, and your buildings as well. But that's not it. No, model railways are much more than tracks, trains and buildings. They're also scenery. Now, you're going to want lots of trees on your layout if you're modelling the countryside. This lot of trees. I got these for 70 pence each. And that is from a local hobby shop. Now, they may not be 70 pence where you are, but you can get trees fairly cheaply as well, though they're not actually by the big companies. If you were to buy a set of trees from Hornby, then you would probably be paying about £4, but that would be a very nice, accurate tree. But then you're going to want to start off with lots of little basic trees like this one. Now, you can also buy these online. I find eBay is a great place to search for scenery and accessories, as I will get onto now. Say you want these lights. They look pretty cool, don't they? Working lights from the big company of Hornby. Probably about £5 to £10 for a pack of these sort of lights that don't even work. Yeah, seriously. Now, if you search online, I bought this pack of lights for around £5 to £10. Now that is pretty good. Now you'll also want to get into electrics, as I will leave a link to the video now on the screen here. If you want to look into the electrics of lights then and other accessories, then click on this video here. Okay, that's about it for today. I hope this video has helped you ever so slightly at least on how to build a model railway, or maybe even how to improve your model railway just with the links that I've recommended you to watch. Of course, it is impossible pretty much to summarise building a model railway in the time that I've tried to do it in. I have covered it in silly levels of lack of detail. But until the next video, which is tomorrow, thanks a lot for watching. Please do subscribe, and if you're interested, I am going to be talking to you about how you can personalise your railway room, which is something quite a lot easier to cover in the few minutes that I have on this show. Okay, thanks a lot for watching, and bye.